Okay, guys. So apparently, Asmongold of all people, reacted to the Captain America Anthony Mackie drama. So I'm curious. Let's see what he has to say. Uh, I'd be lying if I said I was expecting much, but we'll see. Maybe we'll be surprised.
Yeah, this is nuts. The guy who is playing Captain America now said Captain America doesn't have a whole lot to do with America. I know, this might not make sense to you. It doesn't make sense to anybody. That's why we're talking about it.
For me, Captain America.
It's just like I don't. Let's just listen to Anthony Maxwell's quote.
America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term, America should be one of those representations. It's about a man who keeps his word, who has honor, dignity, and integrity. Someone who is trustworthy and dependable. It's kind of, this is kind of like a.
What is it? What is that? It's like what? Honor, dignity, integrity. What? Those are like the things that Captain America represents. It's not just America. What? He's not just American propaganda. What? What a silly notion.
An aspect of a dream coming true. When I was a kid, all of us as actors, I believe, want to get back to that day before someone told you no. When you look out your door.
I will say, so I think the first bit of this is just like the most accurate, bare bones explanation of Captain America. He kind of goes off on another tangent. Like, I don't like whatever, like, he starts talking about like being an actor and bringing back the imagination that you once had as a kid. Obviously, that stuff isn't really like representing Captain America. So I feel like the rest of this quote doesn't actually have much to do with like the conversation.
When you see a 5-year-old kid with a stick and he's slaying dragons to save the princess in the tower, that kid really believes there are dragons out there. That stick is really a sword, and he's really trying to save that princess. And then one day, somebody told him, no, there are no dragons, that's not a sword, and that princess is not there. And all of his little dreams were dashed. So, as an actor, I feel like our job is to get back to the day where we see that dragon and we slay that dragon to save that princess. And that's kind of what this movie was for me.
So we'll listen to the beginning part again, just because I know that a lot of people were probably confused.
For me, Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term, America should be one of those representations. Like,
I just want to hear Captain or not Captain America, Asmongold like really rationalize. Like I want to hear what he thinks Captain America is.
Then I feel like you should change the name of the character.
Oh my god, I don't know. It's just so weird. Like, how do you watch the Captain America movies? And like this is my thing, right? Like, how do you watch the Captain America movies and then listen to Anthony Mackie's statement and not immediately go like, oh, I see what you mean there. So guys, okay, actually, fine. I'll just give my full take on this. So Captain America does not represent America, the country, right? Like, and he never has. Right from the beginning of Captain America, the First Avenger, like, why does the soldier give Steve the serum? Is it because he's the best soldier? No. Is it because he's the best, like, representation of America? No. It's because he's a good man. Because that's consistently all throughout the MCU. That's what Captain America is. That's what he represents. It's a good man that is always willing to do the right thing and to stand by others, no matter the cost. Like, that's what Captain America represents. And he's called Captain America because he is a person that we Americans should all aspire to be. And no, he does not represent the country America, because the country America can sometimes be flawed, right? It would go back to the first Avenger. When is the first time that the soldiers actually respect him? Is it when he's representing America, right? When he's like a propaganda like piece, when he's like doing all those like propaganda movies? No, right? When after he does all those propaganda movies and they try to bring him out to lift the spirits up of the soldiers, they don't respect him because, he hasn't actually done anything. It's not until Captain America defies America, right? The general guy, Tommy Lee Jones, he tells him, hey, no, you're not going to go save those prisoners of war. I don't even remember what the justification was, but he was like, you're not going to save those prisoners of war. What does Steve Rogers do? He says, suck my dick, America. He defies the country, and he goes and he saves the prisoners of war. Why? Is it because he represents America? No, it's because it was the right thing to do. It's because he wasn't just going to stand by when there were people that needed his help. And this this is all throughout the Captain America movies, right? Like in Winter Soldier. That movie's just like a straight up criticism of America, right? Of governmental overreach. Of like the FBI spying on people. Like they got all that commentary in there. You got Steve Rogers criticizing America in that movie. And then like I feel like the most obvious example of this concept is Civil War. Captain America goes to war with his country, with America. Why? Because his friend needs his help. Because he knows that America, right, the country that he doesn't necessarily represent, is not going to treat his friend the way he deserves. He knows that his friend wasn't in the right state of mind when he did all of those things, right? He was fucking zombie mind controlled. And so he's going to defy America. He's going to go to war with America in order to save his friend. Because it's the right thing to do. Because he's a good man. Like, it's just so brain dead to be like, if you're saying that it doesn't represent America, then why is America in the name? Blah, 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 blah. It's like, you can, like, listen, Asmongold, you're a smart guy. You can rub the fucking little 2 brain cells that you got going on in that head of yours, and you can figure out what Captain America is about. I don't feel like those movies are particularly complex, personally. Anyways.
I do, because that's really confusing for the audience. It is. It's really confusing. How does this work? It's like Captain Planet isn't for the planet anymore? Like Batman doesn't like have a Batmobile? Like what is this? Superman can't fly? I don't get this. Doesn't make any sense. But anyway, yes, I did see this, and obviously, as of no surprise to anyone...
Bad timing, man. I think it's fair to say that... Wow, talk about...
Am I about to react to Asmongold reacting to the critical drinker? What does my life come to? Is that what's about to happen here? All right. I guess this is my life, you know.
About bad timing, man. I think it's fair to say that Captain America: Brave New World has had a rocky ride these past few months. What with all the delays and the reshoots and the spiraling budgets and the growing
$400 million.
like apathy towards the film.
Well, to be fair, that is in dispute because there was a report in the Hollywood Reporter that was kind of like counteracting this, saying that it only cost $180 million. Now, it is one of those things where it's like, I'm not really sure what I believe, because the big, like really big, like $400 million budget, that came from this outlet called World of Real, which I'm not saying is like wrong, right? But it's like, it's what they're not the Hollywood Reporter and they're not Variety. So it's like I'm inherently more inclined to believe like the Hollywood Reporter, but this is also simply one of those situations where there's a lot of smoke here, right? There are a lot of reports about the reshoots and the bad test screenings and whatnot, and it's like we can visibly see that the movie had like villains in it played by Seth Rollins, right? The Serpent Society, and the movie did not have Giancarlo Esposito. Apparently, the reshoots have been so severe that the Serpent Society is just out of the movie, and a whole ass new character, Giancarlo Esposito, is in it. So it's like, I just don't know that I could really believe that the budget is only $180 million. Unless it's like a weird situation where maybe the Serpent Society just actually like wasn't in the movie that much. Like maybe they were like Crossbones in Civil War, or George St. Pierre in The Winter Soldier, where it's like, okay, I mean, I guess if you're taking those characters out, then that actually wouldn't be that big of a deal. So I don't know. All I'm saying is that the budget is not necessarily confirmed as of right now.
But hey ho, sometimes you just have to soldier through, right? And with the movie finally in the can and the premiere just a couple of weeks away, maybe the worst was finally behind them now. All they really had to do was stay the course, keep their mouths shut, and...
For me, Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term, America should be one of those representations.
Oh.
How do you get here?
Oh.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know how people have become this media illiterate. Because again, I can maybe understand if you're just casually watching MCU movies, and and you're in like general consciousness or whatever, it's like, oh yeah, Captain America probably represents America. But I feel like if you hear somebody say otherwise, like, does your brain not think to the movies? Does your brain not think to all the times that Captain America actively goes against America? And maybe go like, oh yeah, I see where Anthony's coming from. No, it's just like actual media illiteracy on full display.
Comments
How do you get here?
From a press event in Rome a couple of weeks ago where Anthony Mackie shared his thoughts on what
Because like, I do want to be honest here, right? Like, is there a problem with actors and writers and directors just coming out and being like unnecessarily divisive? Absolutely, right? Rachel Zegler. Somewhat feel sorry for her because I actually don't think she's really wrong about Snow White, but it's one of those things where it's like, girl, if you're making a remake of a movie and you presumably want the people that like the original movie to come watch your remake, probably shouldn't criticize the original movie. Like, that just doesn't really make a ton of sense. But this is one of those situations where I'm like, I can't possibly give Anthony Mackie flack for this. He's just accurately describing the character. It's just like the most basic explanation of what Captain America is. It's not his fault that everybody else is retarded. It's not his fault. I wouldn't even put him in the camp with like Rachel Zegler. You know what I mean?
Captain America means to him and others. And wow, talk about a bad choice of words.
It's kind of... This is kind of like a...
Are you dumb or something?
It's funny, because you can tell by the way he's stumbling and hesitating after he said
knows,
it, that
yeah.
he knew he'd fucked up and was desperately scrambling for a way to recover, only to make the whole thing even worse.
Yep.
It's about a man who keeps his word, who has honor, dignity, and integrity. Someone who is trustworthy and dependable.
See, when you base your premise on excluding America from the character's identity, even though he's called Captain America, and then go on to list all of his virtues like keeping his word and doing the right thing, you're implicitly suggesting that those very traits no longer represent what America is as a country.
No. Not like... They can be American values, right? Like, those can be American values, but values are not America. Because as we've seen in the Captain America movies, America can be very flawed. And sometimes Captain America is going to have to defy his country in order to protect those American values. This is so obvious. It's just like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know how. It's like people are either like actually just media illiterate, or they're like straight up just being malicious here, and they're like purposefully choosing not to understand, which I'm just being completely honest. Like, I am suspicious about that kind of behavior when it comes to a lot of these like anti-woke people. Like, I'm just being real. Like, I'm not saying like I know that for sure, but this is like a moment where it's like, you have to try. I feel like you have to try really hard not to understand what Anthony Mackie is saying.
Great.
And exactly, yeah, he's talking shit. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little bit fucking tired of people that constantly have bad shit to say about America. Constantly. Especially when it's bullshit like this. And I'm sorry, but like, if you're playing Captain America, you shouldn't be shitting on America. It's fucking ridiculous.
He didn't even shit on America. He didn't shit on America. To say that he doesn't represent America isn't necessarily shitting on America. It's like, oh my God. Like, Like, I don't know how we can come back from this. Like, this is, like, I know this seems like just like a silly story about a movie, but I feel like this is representative of where we're at as a country in some ways, where the most basic, obvious thing can be said, and people like Asmongold and the Critical Drinker, either retardedly or maliciously, are gonna like misinterpret it in order to fuel the political divide. It's dark stuff here, because it obviously happens with way more important stuff than a stupid Captain America movie. But it's just crazy how brazen this is. I don't know, man.
That's not exactly a popular sentiment right now, both from a character and a cultural point of view. Patriotism's always been...
Also, I'm just gonna say this as well. I don't know. Maybe I'm reaching, but I feel like if we were still in the Biden administration, I don't think they would be. I don't think they would be getting this upset. I think if we were living under like COVID lockdowns, right, when everybody hated the country, nobody would be getting this upset. I also think that this is probably just like a symptom of just like lemming-esque thinking, where it's like, oh, Trump is in office now. Okay, time to be patriotic. Time to fight for America. Now we're gonna defend America's right. Because like if Anthony Mackie had said this during the Biden administration, I don't think that I don't think we would be getting half of this outrage. But hey, maybe I'm wrong about that.
Being at the core of who Captain America is as a character is the very reason he joined the army and risked his life to be part of the super soldier program in the first place, because he wanted to fight and defend not just America, but American values of freedom, justice, and equality. He represents the idea...
That's the
American values and freedom, but not the country. And you can say that this is a semantic point, but it's not. It's a theme that's reiterated consistently throughout the trilogy.
Is that like, yeah, Captain America is the guy that you want to be like. He's like, that's why he could lift Mjolnir and fight Thanos in fucking Endgame. It's because he was that guy.
Yeah.
Those and aspirations of the greatest generation.
Yes, he was that guy. He was him. But that doesn't mean that America is always as good as Captain America. And so he doesn't necessarily represent America.
The men who fought and sacrificed to make the world we live in today, men who loved their country and in return were loved by it. To take that away from him is to hollow out the core of who he is, and it demonstrates a real lack of understanding.
No, none of that is America necessarily. Like, none of that has to do with America necessarily.
Of what makes him such a timeless hero in the first place. The other reason is cultural. American national pride seems to be going through a bit of a comeback these days. Can't imagine what that feels like. And our tolerance for rich opinion.
Oh my god, I was right. Holy shit. It's literally what I said. Oh, Trump's back in office. Yeah, guys, America, yay! Yay, America's good now. It was really bad when Biden was in office, but Trump's back now, so yay, America. This is so pathetic, dude. What the fuck?
The other reason is cultural. American national pride seems to be going through a bit of a comeback these days.
That's crazy. That's literally it. It's literally just Trump's back, so yeah, America, yay!
Can't imagine what that feels like. And our tolerance for rich, opinionated Hollywood celebrities is at an all-time low. I can definitely imagine what that feels like. Come on.
Like, it's not, like, that wasn't even a clip of Anthony Mackie being opinionated. He didn't even criticize America in that clip. Oh my god, dude.
Find these two factors together and you've got a powder keg just waiting to explode. And
People are tired of hearing, they are tired of hearing about people whose entire lives are filled with luxury and privilege that are constantly deriding the place that all of that comes from. Like, these are people who are like multi-millionaires, massively successful because of America, and now you're saying how bad it is. It's fucking annoying.
He didn't, again, I mean, I'm just going to keep reiterating it because they keep on reiterating it. He didn't even say that America was bad. He literally didn't say that.
So fucking annoying.
Anthony Mackie might just be the match. The thing is, I actually like Mackie as an actor, and until now, he's generally been pretty solid when it comes to interviews like this.
I'm not going to act like one statement is like a big deal. I think it's stupid to say that, but it doesn't mean I hate the guy now. Yeah, of course, that's silly.
My kids to the movies to see
Avengers. It was $150. And I'm like, I don't even want to see myself that much.
So I really want to give the guy the benefit of the doubt. It might be that because he was in Europe instead of America, he was trying to find common ground with his audience and emphasize the character's universal heroic appeal. Shit, man.
No, he just accurately described the character, and you're retarded.
I think that's, honestly, I feel like that's a really charitable and reasonable perspective to have. I could see that. Yeah, sure, that's fair.
Even have been fed talking points like this by some dumbass PR advisor from Marvel. The backlash, though, has gotten so bad that he even had to come out and clarify his position with an official statement. Let me be clear about this. I'm a proud American, and taking on the shield of a hero like Cap is the honor of a lifetime. I've got the utmost respect for those who serve and have served our country. Cap has universal characteristics that people all over the world can relate to.
You know what's funny about that response? It's not even a backtrack. It's just like, hey guys, I know you're all retarded, so I'm gonna talk to you like a retarded child. I can, in fact, be a proud American while playing a character who doesn't represent America. A character that's just a good guy that has universal characteristics. That doesn't mean that I hate America.
Again, I don't pretend to know the guy, so I prefer to believe that he's telling the truth here, and this has all been a big misunderstanding caused by a poor choice of words. Either way, though, it all contributes to a generally negative atmosphere that seems to be building around this movie and Mackie's version of the Captain America character. Let's not forget that the last time we saw Sam Wilson with the shield, it was in the racially and politically charged Falcon and the Winter Soldier, a show that saw racism around literally every corner, that tried to frame violent terrorists who murder innocent people because they want free stuff as sympathetic anti-heroes.
The terrorists only set us back a bit.
You have to stop calling them terrorists.
Yeah, that I will say that speech at the end, I actually really like Falcon and the Winter Soldier a lot, but the terrorist villains were just poorly written, and and that like weird speech that he gave at the end was just like nothing. It was just like a nothing word salad. But that's the problem, right? Because if you're gonna make a political statement, then make a statement. Like, don't do this weird thing where you want to have a moment where Sam is defying like a politician, but you're too much of a pussy to actually say anything that means anything, and it's just like weird.
This girl.
I feel like when you target and kill innocent people, you're the bad guy. I do. I feel like you're the bad guy. Like, I can understand collateral damage as an act of war, sure. But like, when you're targeting and killing it, like, what is this? What are we doing?
Trying to stop you. And no one has stopped for 1 second to ask why.
And whose genius solution to complex social and political problems requiring years of diplomacy and compromise was...
You've got to do better, Senator.
And the thing is, that show didn't even resonate particularly well at the time, when all of this ridiculous stuff was arguably at its peak. But holy shit, man, have things changed since then? Americans have gotten a bit tired of being told that their country sucks by elitist pricks who only exist because of the very privilege it provides. And for a lot...
Fucking true. Absolutely. That is...
Dude, I am... This is literally the dynamic. This is literally the dynamic. It's when the country when Trump is in office, now we gotta go rah America. But all of these, by the way, also millionaires. Asmongold a millionaire, Critical Drinker, I assume a millionaire. When they tell you that, oh, America sucks, America's bad because of DEI and wokeness and whatever. Oh, America sucks. Oh my gosh, all of the kids are being turned trans. Like, when the millionaires tell you about that stuff, about how America sucks because of that, oh, well, then that's not them. That's not millionaires that are out of touch telling you that your country sucks. But Anthony Mackie just accurately describing the character of Captain America. Now that's a dynamic. It's just like so retarded. Like, none of this makes any sense.
exactly what it is.
Of MCU fans, Sam Wilson kind of represents that cynical, anti-patriotic, anti-American era of Marvel filmmaking. Someone who was literally handed the achievements of a guy who fought and sacrificed more than he ever did, and then had the brass neck to complain about it afterwards. In short, I think a lot of people were just looking for reasons to hate this film, and whether he meant to or not, Anthony Mackie might just have given them exactly what they were looking for. The only question now is whether Captain America can hope to survive the firestorm. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
I'll be honest. I think it was really stupid he said that. It was. But given that he's talking about it in Europe and he's trying to relate to the people that live there, I don't think that there's enough. Like, I wouldn't go nuclear. I wouldn't try to shit on this guy. Like, I think it's dumb that he did it, but at the same time, like, I don't think there's, given the context and everything, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't really feel right getting super angry about it, right?
I don't even think he was trying to appeal to the Europeans, because, quite frankly, they're not worth being appealed to. I genuinely just think that he gave an actual, just obvious, if you're not a retard, you can easily understand explanation of Captain America and the culture war, whatever, has just genuinely broken our brains. And so we're going to take it in the literal worst way possible. Some people are going to have agendas, and they're going to maliciously take it in the worst way possible. And then other people are just brain broken. It's pretty crazy stuff. I just implore people, go watch the Captain America movies again. And think about what I said in this video as you watch them. And you know what? You yourself might have a Drake moment. You know the meme I'm talking about when he... Never mind.
That's the way I see it. Am I crazy? Like, I mean, maybe I am, but that's the way I feel about it. Yeah, it's just not enough. And you think of blame racism when the movie flops? Well, I don't know. I mean, I think that a lot of people, they definitely see. I mean, this is a great video. I'll link it. I honestly didn't even know this. I think that, honestly, this is a really measured take. And I think this is extremely fair video. Like 100% fair video. And yeah, then the PR manager, well, I mean, people are going to say whatever they're going to say, right? That's always what happens. So yeah. You said Captain Planet earlier. I wish they'd make a Captain Planet movie. Yeah, maybe, right? And what's a movie about racism? Well, I don't know if it is or not. I mean, it's a modern day movie. I think that they was talking about another TV show that was like set in the past, but I could be wrong about that. I'm not sure. But either way, the point is that like...
I actually like the way that they... like, was Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the way that they handled race, like, was it even woke? I mean, you literally had a character telling Sam that he shouldn't pick up the shield because of America's past as a black man, and that a black man being Captain America doesn't really make a ton of sense because of, you know, slavery and civil rights and shit. But Sam was like, nah, I'm going to pick up the shield anyways because we can move forward. Like, was the way that they handled race even woke necessarily? I don't know. I don't even think it was.
Like, yeah, I feel like it's just kind of a weird situation to be in. Yeah, he said, what's this here? And Joe nothing. I think people are angry because they hate America. Like he said in the video, it's not about the actor. Yeah, I think so too. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. Let me go back and look at a few other things too. But I did see this and it was a bit awkward, a bit weird. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just kidding. I'm never wrong. Bye.